Hello and hi. Welcome back. The flowers. It's still summertime where we're at. Actually, it's spring where we're at. We're cruising into summer though. It's good. It's feeling more summery by the day. Which is weird because it should be feeling more springy, but I think we're kind of going to skip spring other than some rain. Who knows? Hey, anyway, welcome back. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better after all the bad endings I just subjected you to. After getting that wonderful good ending, and then I was like, hey, let's all feel bad together afterward. But we're here now to experience another route. We're going to start the game again. This is going to be kind of fragmented because we are only going to be watching the new scenes that come up during this route along with the ending. Everything else is going to be skipped past by using the wonderful little next feature, which it's a great feature, and I feel like something I don't pay enough attention to in visual novels, or maybe visual novels don't use it as much as I feel like they should. But it's real neat. Okay, so Grimm's Fairy Tale. Yeah, it's hot. But see, we can just press next, boom. And we can just jump to the next choice. So it's gonna be a lot of this. It's gonna be very, very fragmented. Like I said, I know that we're all here for the new scenes and the ending, so let's go ahead and do that. I took a joke too far, and I got called here. The twins are bearing down on me and decide against giving them a proper answer. Rip. It's over.
いや、笑えるレベルのいたずらだって思ってたんだけどさ。まあ、繰り返ししたらどんな成人でも怒る。
Ichigo is just freaking out.
バスキア教諭に呼び出し食らってさ。どんな懲罰食らうか戦々恐々。
It's over. It's over for you. You're never gonna see Erika after today again. She is gonna disappear.
そうなんだ。
Ichigo mutters guiltily, placing her hands together and fiddling with her fingers.
冗談のつもりだった。
Is she worried about some offense of her own being uncovered? Yes! That's very clearly why she's shaking. Even Suo over here is like, Seeing my bookworm buddy's brain whir into action, I wait for just the right moment.
ま、冗談だけどね。
Gotcha. It was a jape! I leave it at that. So now we can just go boom, right into the next, and then we go anything but this.
勘弁してくださいよ。
My true feelings spill from my lips. But my words echo unexpectedly loudly in the quiet classroom, and the usually genial Sister Basquiat furrows her brows in a troubled expression. Oh no.
何か不安な点でもあるの
Is
かし
something
ら。
wrong with you?
いや、不安な点というか。
I don't hold up well against the goodwill of others. It feels like I'm being stuck. It feels like I'm being struck in my weak spot.
あ、そうだ。私はその。
Yeah, we can't do it. It's just completely impossible.
高崎さんが負担に感じるんじゃないですかね。ええ、それは私も考えました。しかし、これから社会に出ていく。
Valuable lessons
人に
being
頼ると
learned.
いうことも覚えなくてはなりません。自分のできることとできないことの区別をつけるためにもアミティエは必要なのです。
I mean, she's quite capable. Right.
ですか。
Having had my argument refuted quite logically, all I can do is nod.
くそ。
Damn it. Out of Sister Basquiat's view, I clench my fists. Although she remains silent, I feel I can catch a glimpse of her laughter in Takasaki's
お
eyes.
前も気が合わない相手と共同生活するってことを忘れる。
Yeah, this isn't gonna be a treat for you, is it? We know that it will be. This time no one overhears when I mutter.
それではホームルームの後、学院内の案内をしてくださいね。
Her clear voice puts an end to the discussion. Our class president asks if she has any questions, and Takasaki answers that there's nothing in particular.
こいつもめげないね。
Alright. It's me. So we can skip. We can do a fair bit of skipping here. I wouldn't want it to be anyone but you. I'd want to be yours. Writing a poem or something? Yeah, it's just gonna be this. You would have been a better Amitié partner. Alright, so this is one of the first scenes where that unlocks another major ending, but we are going to be skipping past this for now. This is what those in the visual novel business call an event flag. After yawning widely, I suddenly get the sense that something's off. A small, niggling sensation that something's not quite right. As though I've just realized that the scenery I've been staring at is just a reflection.
いや、こいつは。
At this familiar disquiet, I decide... going back to sleep, obviously. For now, we're just gonna go back to sleep.
やっぱ、二度寝の誘惑には逆らえないわな。
Even that niggling sensation in the back of my mind can't win out against my morning nosiness. Her visual novel ending sense is tingling. I'm done for the moment I flop my face down and press my cheek against the cool sheets. I nuzzle my cheek against them a few times and
お
then...
やすみなさい。
Oyasumi nasai. I mutter a good night to no one in particular, closing my eyes as I'm led off into the land of Nod.
起きて。
You're upsetting Shirahane. Give a fair account.
高崎が歌ったアベマリアから。
That's a pointless question.
あまり。
Alright. I know I'm flying too close to the sun here and may get burnt, but it's a silly hope of mine. I'm sure it's doomed to fall flat. Well, perhaps not silly, but...
面倒な望み。
Alright. It was an accident. Chidori Takasaki. All these are mostly going to be, and then none of these.
ま、
And then right back where we started, the rabbits had fallen ill. Chidori Takasaki. And next. Several days have now passed since the case of the disappearing bunnies was resolved, and now we can skip again. Oh, doesn't it make you mad? That attitude of hers?
なあ院長。なに？そんなに気にかかるなら、その態度は何なの？高崎さん。どうか忠告してきたのだ。
Look, I feel like if spring hadn't happened, she maybe would be the kind to go over to somebody. You need to adjust your attitude, ma'am.
八重垣さん、あのね。
The twins are delighted by my impression of her. Takasaki leans over at the commotion we're making, and after staring back for a few seconds, the president averts her eyes.
もう少し、冷静になってから話すわ。
That's her only response.
何よ。いや、やっぱりお前はいいやつだなってさ。
No matter what attitude people take towards her, that trait always shines through.
褒めても何もないわよ。
Yes, it will. It will get her tea and cookies. It always does. She doesn't look as annoyed as she'd have me think. I wonder if my bookworm buddy might have been better off with her. Alright, I'll try, but it's just because you're asking. 'Cause I'm sweet on you. Right, we're gonna forsake her. We're throwing you into the river. Well, this is all so that she can find new friends, isn't it? I decide to forsake her. Besides, I'd imagine that for someone who doesn't show much in the way of emotional ups and downs, someone like her, Yatsushiro-senpai, may as well be the ideal candidate.
なるほど。バレエが上手だと聞いていたが、劇をやる上でも重要なのだね。ええ、そうです。体が柔軟というだけでも怪我はしにくいだろうしね。私がバレエが得意だと誰に聞いて。ああ、それは佐々木一護君だよ。
That tracks.
彼女が教えて。
If there's anybody that's gonna go run blabbing anything.
そうですか。佐々木さんが。
I'll have to remember to kill her later. Her gaze sharpens as she looks over to where Ichigo is talking with Sakuragi-senpai, the conscience of the cooking club. Sensing threat, the elder twin snaps to attention like a frightened rabbit.
あいつは知らずに敵を作るタイプだな。
Just as this thought occurs to me, I flinch slightly as Takasaki turns her gaze on me. Deciding to throw her a life belt, I snap my fingers to get the attention of the two upperclassmen.
ゴミカド先輩とは何度か話していますが。
Okay. Oh, this is the club, yeah. Alright. A club for aspiring angels. I put my hands together.
合唱部っていうのは合唱、つまりは仏教徒を集めた部だよ。みんながキリスト教ってわけじゃないからな。あなたの二枚舌には二度と騙されないわよ。合唱部でしょ？知っているわ。
Yeah, I kind of figure most people know what a choir is.
なんだよ。それじゃ何が疑問だってんだ。期待のホープになるぞって言っていたから。
Well, you're a good singer! She seems to want to know who exactly needs saving.
話の流れからわかるだろうが。
You know, like choirs of angels. Everyone gets together and does their very best to act, well, angelic.
そうだ。せっかくだし、合唱部の見学でも行ったらどうだ？
The president and I have a very special relationship.
お前はほん
To be honest, I'm not good at Bible study. I'm not that great when it comes to Bible study. I reckon it's only natural to be less proficient in areas you're not interested in. Big relate! Not asking. Still, it pains me to answer truthfully.
いや、こいつ結構しつこいところがあるからな。
It'll be even more of a bother if I try to change the subject and she keeps pushing. I heave a sigh.
投手が怪我しているのに、9回裏のベンチにお前しかいなかったくらいだよ。どういう意味よ？絶望的ってことさ。
I'm terrible at Bible study, but I am so good at baseball.
テスト前日には無理やり記憶させるがね。
The silence stretches on and Takasaki goes back to her previously forgotten salad. In the original script for the movie Jurassic Park, there's this particular line I remember. Science can create pesticides, but it can't tell us not to use them. However, right now, my arms are filled with dry hay. Before my eyes stretches an overwhelming sea of roses. In the middle of it stands Sister Basquiat, who has removed her habit and veil and is dressed for gardening.
さあ、手入れを始めましょう。
This is one of those new scenes we get on this route. She smiles brightly. Personally, I feel the pesticides or whatever are fine if they spare me the trouble of dealing with this stuff.
まあ、病害虫対策のため農薬は撒いているみたいだけどさ。どうしました？まずはマルチングをしましょう。
She smiles sweetly, taking a handful of hay. There's one thing I really want to say right now.
なんでこんなに手間暇かけて勉強を教わらなくちゃいけないって。
Well, I mean, you get to hang out with Dahlia. I mean, that seems really delightful, even if you're going to be doing gardening. It all started with what should have been a simple conversation. All I'd wanted to do was have my bookworm buddy tutor me in my weaker subjects. However,
私がお二人に教えるですか？ああ、予定が先までびっしりってんじゃないならお願いするわ。教えるのは構いませんけど。何か不都合でも？私一人というのがお二人とも進んでいる
that do be true.
ああ、そりゃ大丈夫だ。進捗具合も何も私と高崎の出来はどんぐりの背比べってやつでね。そうですか。恥ずかしい話、テストの範囲すら知らないっての具合なんだ。聖書の授業なんざ興味ないから仕方がないけどさ。
There are way too many books at this school to be interested in the Bible.
それ以上は宗教学校の学び屋で不敬ってか？別にバカにしてるわけじゃない。
I just think the Bible's boring as fuck. My bookworm buddy is acting strangely, and I tilt my head at her curiously. For some reason, Takasaki lets go of the handles of my wheelchair and hurries over to Shirahane as though running away from me.
おい、お前からも頼めよ。
Tell her it's boring. Tell her the Bible sucks. My wheelchair shudders slightly, and a moment later, I smell the sweet fragrance of perfume. I feel an indescribable pressure bearing down on me from behind. Despite the summer heat, the air has turned frigid. I look back over my shoulder at the source. That is the perfect look. You say some fucked up shit about this girl's religion, and then she just shows up behind you wearing this little smile. This is a look of ill intent. You don't know what's gonna be on the test. And you think the Bible's stupid, do you? Her smile and demeanor are no different to usual. Her manner is just as gentle as ever, but honestly, I think this bitch about to go yandere on me. They're somehow even scarier.
バスキア教諭。
聖書の授業が苦手だったのですね。なら私がつきっきりで指導してあげますわ。
Well, there you go. You couldn't ask for a better tutor, especially when it comes to the Bible. She probably knows the Bible from page 1 to page 666. I couldn't object to this ostensibly very generous offer, and now I'm gardening.
さあ、手早くマルチングを済ませてしまいましょう。
Sister Basquiat's broad smile urges me on, and I follow after her, bringing the straw along with me.
抗議する代わりにバラの手入れを手伝えってのはな。
I think you're like, the part that's not being said is you're being punished for saying the Bible sucks. To be honest, as someone who has no interest in gardening, I can't help but think that this is a waste of time going through all of this just for the sake of some petty flowers. It's a lot of work for a little payoff, which makes this even more frustrating.
先生、ひざまずいて服が汚れますよ。
お手入れをしているのだから仕方がないわ。八重垣さんもうさぎ小屋でお手伝いをしていた時は汚れるのを厭わなか
It'll
った。
clean off.
いや、まあ、そうですが。
I force a smile and avoid mentioning that I had made my amitié partner do most of the work. Even now, Sister Basquiat is continuing to spread hay around the roots of the roses.
一つ質問なのですけど。
何？
屋根付きで暑いのになぜわざわざバラの根元に藁なんて引いてさらに熱くさせているんですか？
I pass her another handful of hay, and she daintily wipes the thin sheen of sweat from her brow with a handkerchief as she explains it to me.
根元をこうして藁で覆うことをマルチングというの。
Mulching.
こうすることで乾燥を防いだり、地面の温度の上昇や雑草の繁茂も抑えられるのよ。
へえ、素人考えだとますます熱くなってしまいそうな気がしますけどね。
温期に入るから乾燥しないことが一番重要なの。本当は早朝に水をやるのだけど、あまり気温が高い時には乾燥しないよう。
I'm gonna be
水やりをす
growing
るのよ。
cantaloupe this summer, hopefully, so I need to pay attention. Pleased to see me nodding along, Sister Basquiat then launches into an explanation about fertilizer. Apparently, you should aim to fertilize them once a month or so. She goes on to tell me about spraying them to prevent spider mites and melanose disease.
めちゃくちゃ手間ですね。
でも手間をかけた分だけ返してくれるの。だから嬉しくて。
I mean, this place do look pretty. That's the bit I don't understand. I run a hand through my unruly curls and look over at Shirahane and Takasaki, who are doing their own mulching.
基本理念と創世記、ここまでは分かった？ええ、教え方が上手ね、白羽さん。そんな。
Y'all need to stop being cute together. They seem to be making the most of this.
白羽と組めばよかったぜ。
I mutter a silent curse, looking at them
こ
now.
うしてみると本当にそっくりだな。
I'd mistaken her when I first encountered her under the cherry tree too. Gazing at Takasaki from a distance, she definitely reminds me of Mayuri Kosaka. Although Takasaki's hair is slightly longer.
めんどくささなら二人とも一緒か。
I smile wryly to myself, thinking of the girl who had earlier caused just as much trouble for me. As I watch Shirahane talk to Takasaki, it seems to me that there's both a joy and a sadness in her eyes. No, I'm probably reading too much into it.
面倒くさい作業もおしまいですよ。藁も引き終わりましたし、あとは少し湿らせましょう。
Get that water on there, let's go! There's no sign of her usual languor as she practically skips over to the water trough. On the way, she calls out to the others who will soon be finishing up their respective sections to tell them to water their patches. Then she dips the can in the trough and returns to me with it.
さあ、水やりなら退屈しないでしょ、八重垣さん。
手入れの花形作業ですものね。
そうよ。
I was trying to make a joke, but it seems to have fallen flat. Sister Basquiat hands me the watering can and urges me on.
小さい子にバスの降車ボタンを譲ってるみたいな感じだな。
I'm not especially enthusiastic about this, but since Sister Basquiat always takes such care of me, I force a smile and obediently start watering the flowers.
存外重いんだな、超。
Yeah, I imagine it would be. Unable to hold it with just one hand, I use both hands to lift it and pour. I think this one is bigger than the one Takasaki used when we were taking care of the rabbits.
片手で軽々持ってたし、意外とバスキア教養。
She got muscles. While she doesn't quite approach Shirahane's level, Sister Basquiat always gives off a delicate, sylph-like vibe. I continue methodically watering the plants as I consider this unexpected revelation. I pour water over some roses, I pour some water over roses with thick white petals and some purple roses. I don't know the names of the damn things. I'm sure I heard the purple roses are actually rare or something.
八重垣さんは水まきがお上手ですね。
You are so good at pouring water!
そうですか。っていうか、水まきにうまい下手ってあ
I had
る
a
んですか？
dream that I was holding an
傘を差すの
umbrella.
がうまいくらい聞いたこ
Like
とがない。
last night, I think, weirdly enough. I don't know why. I was holding the umbrella and opening it and closing it, but I was inside. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why. I don't know why I had that dream, but that reminded me of it.
八重垣さんは冗談がお上手ね。
Hey, she liked your jokes. I guess she was serious. Sister Basquiat takes a step closer to me. Oh, look at you. Hello.
先生、
上手だっていうのは本当よ。ほら、八重垣さんは根元へ水をかけているでしょ。乾燥を防ぐためにマルチングをしたのだから正解なの。早朝気温が高い時は 葉にも水をかけるのだけどね。
そうなんです。
You paying attention? This will be on the test. The hand creeping over mine is damp and cool. This feels quite unlike the usual Sister Basquiat. But that's not what's really grabbed my attention.
なんだかすごいいい
Oh,
匂いがするんですけど。
I bet she does. She lays her hand over mine as she explains, meaning that she's leaning over from behind my wheelchair. With her pressed against me like this, I can feel the heat from her body diffusing softly across my back. Perhaps because she's sweating, I can smell her scent very strongly.
後でもっと詳しく教えてあげますね。
詳しく
Calm down! Calm down, Erica. It's fine. You're gonna be fine. I'm immediately suspicious of what she means by that.
いやいやいやいや
I'm totally reacting like a boy! How gross!
冗談じゃないぞ。委員長じゃないんだから。
Oh, that's low.
花火師さん。
Flustered to have let those words leak out, I try to pull my hand away from her, along with the rest of me. She stares at me, hurt like an infant who's just been robbed of her favorite pacifier. I don't think that's how you spell pacifier.
水やり終わりました。
I don't know when she got here, but the sound of my amitié partner drives away the feeling of her hand and her heat.
そう。ありがとう、高崎さん。
いえ、
I gaze at the two of them conversing.
勘弁してくれ
Give me
よ
a break. To think that I'd come to understand a little of the pain that Shirahane was going through. I scrub the hand. I scrub a hand. I scrub a hand through my already wild hair and sneak another look at Sister Basquiat. It's okay, girl. You can have a crush. It's fine. You were totally allowed to have that.
ティーロワイヤルって知ってる？
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you.
白羽がされたらショックで白目向きそう。
I can do most things.
今の話の流れだと
Cooking alongside you was incentive. I'd do it if you were doing it too. Have you ever heard me reading out loud?
あのな、部屋の中で一度でも音読してるとこ見たことあるかよ。
Takasaki's lips pull into a
可
smile.
愛いから今度してみなさいな。
Oh, already kind of like, already like pulling, trying to make little connections here.
間抜けなだけだろっての。
困ったわね。あ、そうだわ。
After class,
ひどいわ。
let's see. Rapunzel is a scary story. Takasaki is showing an unusual degree of interest in this, and I find myself wondering if perhaps she enjoys scary stories.
こいつも女ってことかね。ねえ、お前が思っている通りの作品だよ。髪長姫。長い髪を持った幽霊の話さ。怪談話を朗読劇で聞かせるの？百物語みたいじゃない。時期的にちょうどいいってことじゃないか。納涼にはいい季節だろう。それはそうだけど。
Though interested, she looks down with a troubled expression, clearly unconvinced. She blinks at Shirahane's words. Grasping the true nature of the story from the ongoing discussion, she stares intently at me with the irritated look of hers.
幽霊より怖い。
You're scarier than any ghost!
覚えてなさい。
And you fucking forget it.
ラプンツェル。
They're so good. You should be the witch. It suits you.
そりゃ魔女だな。お前にぴったりの役だ。そう。
I'd expected an immediate retort about putting a curse on me, but then when she doesn't come back with anything, the wind goes out of my sails.
いや、なんだ王子役ってカボチャパンツ履いているイメージがあってさ、それでついな。
コミカド先輩ならカボチャパンツが似合うと？
いや。
You can already kind of see bits of jealousy kind of starting to peek through here. Kind of like these little barbs she throws out about, well, what about so-and-so? It's very clearly like a jealousy that starts kind of rising, maybe a little earlier than you'd think. An image of Komikado dressed in a big pair of puffy breeches suddenly pops into my head, and I almost burst out laughing. I just about managed to restrain myself.
そうだな。役を決めるなら。
Okay. All right, so now we're doing the mystery again. So this was an accident from someone's good intentions. And then it's a nickname. Okay. Difficult to describe a smell at words. I don't know. I've heard it's like you can describe it in ooh, like, you know, ooh, that smell. Okay, what do we got? If I choose gardening, Shirahane is the one with green fingers, right? And it's got a green raincoat too. Spoilers! Honestly, it's possible that anything to do with music will expose my shortcomings. I don't really want to do it, but...
そうだな。ガーデニングがいいか。白羽が得意だし、教えてもらえそうだしな。
まあ、やあね、八重垣さん。スオさんもまだ選択科目を決めてないわよ。
That's true, I nod. Then the president looks off into the distance, fingering her braids as though something just occurred to her.
スオさんとガーデニングなんて素敵だわ。一緒に土いじりをしたら、
It's the ideal
き
date.
っととても楽しい
Just
わ。
digging around in dirt with someone.
そういうことかよ。
That's what you're interested in? As I'm thinking this, I feel a tug at my sleeve.
八重垣ちゃんはガーデニングにするのですか。よくよく考えれば足のこともあるしな。もう少し考えてみるよ。
She seems to be deep in thought, and I give her a light pat on the shoulder.
これって
I'm really not.
仕方ないだろ。人には向き不向きがあるんだよ。
でも譜面も読めないなんて、私からすれば驚きよ。
I can't read music, and I've been playing drums since I was 11. Seems like the Takasakis are a musical family, but it's not like that's the norm.
興味がないことなんてそんなもんだろ。全く知識がないことなんておかしくない。
そうかしら。
それじゃあ卓球の世界王者の名前知ってるか？
If I Googled it really fast, like that would be a funny bit, but I'm not gonna do it. She falls silent. I guess that's her way of answering.
な、興味がないことなんて基本覚えてないものなんだよ。
Class continues until I press the next button. Let's see. It's not strange that she should be asking.
別に尋ねてもおかしくないでしょ。
It wouldn't be a bad idea to put her in my debt.
発音ですが、さしすせそのしは S。
Open up to me. Now that the various exams that have been looming over us are finished with, it's time for a party! Let's go! If you wear a skimpy swimsuit, undress me. perfect as Princess Aurora. Prez. Since the president is looking right at me with a bright smile on her face,
姫役は委員長のがらしいんじゃないか。
I have no choice but to pick her. She claps me on the shoulder, her braids trembling, seemingly even more delighted by my answer than I'd expected.
そんなに期待しているんじゃ、私も頑張らないとね。
いや、
I can't come out and say that I don't really care at this point.
そう思っているの。
Oh. Noticing my amitié partner muttering to herself, I get the feeling I've messed up.
まあ実際のところ、委員長と千鳥の一
A
騎打ちにな
single
りそうだ
combat!
し、試験を楽しみにさせてもらうよ。
Your soul is mine.
でも試験か。
Nah, I'd be too nervous working alongside you.
すげなく断るのも
I'm rooting for the underdog.
法が
The cakes today aren't as good as usual. She's smiling brilliantly, and I react without thinking.
心配はそりゃしてるさ。
本当に嬉しいわ。
怪我のせいでお茶会の菓子のグレードが
The
落ちたんじゃな
quality
い
of the
か
cakes has suffered. These cakes suck now that you can't walk. Her braids droop. She looks very clearly crestfallen due to my off-the-cuff joke.
ごめんなさい。
Oh,
今日
jeez.
は出来合いのものばかりになってしまって。
おい
Wait, I was just
冗談だよ。
playing. I didn't mean it.
そこまで食い意地が張っちゃ
She breaks into a smile again.
私も冗談よ。やったわ。初めて八重垣さんから一本取れたわ
Destroyed.
ね。
Destroyed. Even Rika's getting one over on you. She tries to give a little jump for joy, then grimaces with pain as she jumps. The tea party continues harmoniously for a while.
変な
I am a fair young maiden myself, you know.
私
All right, and I think we have the mystery again next. I think we're jumping into the Hookman. Yeah, okay, so random student out to test their courage. The clothes they were wearing appeared to be green. People spotted someone loitering around. The art room was where they needed to go. Suo Shirahane! It's you! Alright. And now, we have to set up for something later. Alright. My day-to-day life continues unchanged. Although my immediate partner, who is now responsible for most of my assistance I need, this is the one aspect of it that hasn't changed at all since I started the academy. It's the bathing. A line from the movie Good Will Hunting comes to mind, and my mouth twitches self-deprecatingly.
自分自身以上に
Something I love more than myself. The two people who float to the forefront of my sleepless mind are Chidori, who confessed to me in the darkness that burdens her, and Sister Basquiat, in whose ample chest I was so recently enveloped.
高崎千鳥
My immediate partner is sleeping peacefully in the bed next to mine. My heart aches a little when I think of her. While our circumstances are different, she bears a similar scar to me.
私は千鳥よ
I raised the question myself, but I have no answer. Of course I don't. There isn't just one answer, because Chidori isn't the only one who makes my heart ache like that.
やっぱ好きよ
Oh, that first love. Oh. The kind of embarrassment sweeps over me upon saying her full name and my face and body grow hot. This is This is the same emotion I feel towards Chidori.
委員長笑えないな。
It's an agonizing feeling, though it's probably presumptuous of me to compare. The way I feel about her, about the woman I idolize. When I close my eyes, I see the golden hair and the golden eyes of my idol.
私ってやつは
You're having a moment, it's okay! It's okay! There's nothing wrong with having feelings like this. Recalling the soft feel of her voluptuous breasts from earlier just serves to stoke the fire burning within me. I'm also just super duper horny for her. I put my hand to my red cheek, then rake it roughly through my messy hair.
参ったな。こんな感情
Nah, you
無縁
just
だ
a
と思
girl
っていたんだけど
like everybody else. I mutter to myself. And I close my eyes and turn those thoughts over in my mind to ascertain exactly how I feel deep down inside. It's okay. Gone over this before. It happens. Half of life is struggles and the other half is getting through them. A line from the movie The Whales of August comes to mind. I gaze at Sister Basquiat striding across the stage, wondering myself if this right now is the trouble or the getting over it.
横幅は歩いて16歩ほどね。一度に出せる演者はその半分と考えた方がいいかしら。
結婚式に訪れた客役ならそれでいいでしょうが、踊ることを考えたら4人が限界でしょうね。
そう。でも発表会なのだから一時に踊るよりも一人一人演技を見せた方がいいものね。
Sister Basquiat finishes measuring out the size of the stage by pacing across it, coming down the steps and over to me.
なるほどわ。
When I ask her what she means, she puffs her cheeks out slightly.
奥行きの話よ。確かにみんなで絢爛豪華に踊るというのは難しそうね。
She murmurs. She's carefully considering how best to show off everyone on the stage, and I find myself touched by her sunny, ever-charming temperament.
たとえトラブルの途中だとしても
Yeah, if this is the worst, you're probably okay. I mutter to myself.
今私に質問したのかしら。
見せ場のデジレ王子とオーロラ姫の結婚式ですが、祝いに訪れ一人一人踊りを披露するという形が一番しっくりきそうですね。
そうね。男性役はなるべく省かなくてはならないから一人で各自披露する方がいいかもしれないわ。
Her golden eyes are fixed raptly on the stage, and I'm sure she's imagining everyone dancing up there. Seeing her like this, I'm compelled to ask a question.
バスキア教諭もこの舞台で踊ったことがあるのですか？
子供の頃にね、養父である神父様に手ほどきを受けたわ。厳しかったけど、良い
Aww.
思い出。
Her golden eyes sparkle like they've caught the sunlight as she recalls those memories of her past. Although they must be from decades past, I'm sure that to her, it feels like these things have happened just yesterday.
少し焼けるな。
ごめんなさい、また聞き逃してしまったわ。
Catching a very distinct look in her eyes, like she's regarding some precious treasure, I realize I can't tell her that I felt jealous over her deceased guardian. Instead, I say that I was nervous.
振り付けはいわば演出。監督するようなものだ。責任重大ですよ。
八重垣さんならできるわ。
She stares decisively and I respond with an unsure smile.
大丈夫。
Aw.
私が保証します。
Aww. She bends down so that she's at eye level, smiles softly, and takes a hold of my hand in her perfect natural motion. My body grows hot as the feel of her my body grows hot at the feel of her soft hand on mine. As she leans in towards me, her feminine scent tickles my nose and I feel terribly on edge. I'm very aware that it's just the two of us in this enclosed space, and find my mind drifting to our time in the baths a few days prior. How she had reminded me of my mother. Although she's addressing me in my agitated state, the words breeze right past me. She's speaking to me very intently, but... Oh, he has so much faith in her. My voice comes out all squeaky, and I'm unable to meet her affectionate, gold-shaded gaze. She then suddenly lifts our clasped hands and... Ah! I would die! I would just die! I would just melt on the spot! Yeah, that's the proper reaction. I'd just fucking melt. I imagine most people would. She sticks out her tongue mischievously and flashes me a beguiling smile. I know that she did it with good intentions. She's just trying to encourage me after I revealed my qualms about taking on such a big responsibility. Still... Yeah, I imagine it is! I imagine most people would be. The day of the ballet recital is drawing near, which means that I'm spending a lot of time together with Sister Basquiat, much of which has been spent going over what sort of performance will fit each student. The letters I've received from classmates and the talks I've had with them have shown just how invested in the recital they are. We've been brainstorming how to best channel their passion. Yes, the two of us, together. I'm in a pickle! Erica's in a pickle! Once practice for the ballet recital is over, I wanted to find somewhere, anywhere, to be by myself for a while in order to settle the swirl of emotions within me. I'd pushed my wheelchair along, searching for somewhere I could be, and I'd ended up here. The light of the setting sun falls on the wooden hutch, making it look almost as though it's on fire. The rabbits scamper away as I approach. Wow, my mind really is jumbled right now. I pay no attention to the rabbits peering wearily out at me or the dried grass I'm feeding them. Instead, my gaze is turned inward to the deepest part of myself, and I ask silently, do I love Sister Basquiat? If I carry a bit of affection for her, then that's right and proper. How could I not look with goodwill on the person who's looked after and cared for me since the moment I arrived at the academy? Though I'm well aware I'm as fickle as a cat, I'm still capable of feeling a sense of duty or obligation. However... You do. What is this emotion swirling within me? Love of a different kind? The kind of a desire a man feels for a woman. When we're alone together, drawing up the choreography, half of my mind is on the ballet and the other half is focused on Sister Basquiat's presence. The moments when our fingers brush, our eyes meet, the strange feeling I get whenever she says my name. Perhaps this is first love. Just the person who you would want to overhear having these thoughts. My inner reflections are immediately silenced. I narrow my eyes and glare at the figure standing there, bathed in the same red light as the hutch. My eyes narrow further at her teasing tone. Daniel Craig? I snap and she steps forward with a sardonic smile on her lips. Period jokes! Yatsushita-senpai jokes with me, though that reminds me. Going by my cycle, it should be coming up soon. Because my head's elsewhere, I end up taking too long to respond. Oh, is she gonna read me like a book? Are you fretting about something? I'm hard-pressed answering such a direct question, of course. You just got an eye for people, I think.
悩みは吐露す
A
れば
problem shared is a problem halved. It's a phrase I've heard before. Still, the offer to have someone hear me out is tempting. The eccentric upperclassman of mine may be able to tell me just what these feelings I'm experiencing are.
相談できる事柄ではないんです。
But it's no good. I'm worried that discussing it with her could end up causing trouble for Sister Basquiat. There's no way I can tell her.
そうか。君が言うならそうなのだろう。
Yatsushiro Senpai goes over to the rabbits, who are watching us with interest. At some point, she must have picked up some of the hay, and she feeds it to them through the wire in the hutch. I watch her back in silence as she does so. The silence stretches out. The only movement is the rabbits bobbing their heads as they munch on their food.
これは余計なお世話だが、とある映画の中で人間は
Failure is human destiny. The movie she's referencing is Amelie, one of my favorites.
何を思い悩んでいるにせよ、行動はしておいた方がいい。思っているまま抱えていると。
I want to go to the high school. I wish I would have went to the high school where everybody was like, that reminds me of a very specific quote from a movie. How prescient. Although it's a warning for me, it sounds like she's trying to convince herself of it as well. I neither agree nor disagree. I simply continue staring at her back, lit by the westerly sun. Practice for the ballet recital has grown extremely intense. I've finished the rough choreography, and we're now at the stage where I tweak it while watching each person perform their role. I scrutinize my classmates' moves from one of the hard chairs in the underground theater. Should I keep things as they are or add in more complex moves to stimulate the audience? Now that I've determined each girl's habits and where the weaknesses lie in their performances, I have to decide whether to take things out and patch the remainder together or throw in some supplementary moves. All right, good. Nodding to myself, I scribble observations down in my notebook. The Diamond Fairy is fine as is. The Sapphire Fairy has issues with her jite. Her choreography will need some slight adjustments. I watch the stage in earnest, continuing with my careful examination of their dancing. But I soon become aware that there's some kind of haze clouding my vision. It's like I'm viewing the world through a thin, diaphanous membrane. I wonder if this is how Chidori sees things. I narrow my eyes, focusing on the girl currently dancing for me. Right, good. However,
こんなに霧がかって見えるなんて。
it's like there's a pool of spilled milk behind my eyelids.
もう一度ピルエットを見せてちょうだい。
Although my vision is compromised, Sister Basquiat's voice rings clearly not only in my ears, but across this whole room. I aimlessly think to myself how a person's occupation must be a large part of what shapes them.
匂いだ。
My sense of smell is sharper too, picking up the characteristic scent of Sister Basquiat beside me. While faint, the smell is incredibly comforting as I focus my attention on it as though a thick, sweet milk is congealing over my eyes. Then I died and went to heaven. At the same time as I register her distant voice, my consciousness starts slipping away from me. There are 3 dreams I have over and over. I'm in a white room. I'm completely naked. I'm freezing cold and trembling uncontrollably. Seeing myself sitting in my wheelchair with my arms wrapped around my shoulders, I realize that this is one of those 3 dreams. There are dreams known as lucid dreams, where you know you're dreaming, but this dream has something lucid dreams don't. I can't will myself to move a single finger. All I can do is gaze at myself, like I'm watching a scene in a movie. However, all 3 dreams have a commonality, in that they flow from one scene to another. The setting doesn't change, but time passes and my body changes with it. And I simply accept all this. It's the way things always are. No, there's something new. A sensation I've never felt before. A nostalgic fragrance seeps in from somewhere, waking me. Mom, perhaps I call for her. When I open my eyes, even through my drowsiness, I can feel a dull, hot ache in my lower belly. Looks like I got my period. And on top of that, I must have caught a cold as I attempt to pull my feverish body into a sitting position. Oh, she really is the best. She really is. I see Sister Basquiat fast asleep beside me, and I understand what happened. She must have carried me back to my room after I fell ill and fainted during practice, but the practice for the ballet recital, and then she took care of me. The moment I see her face, I feel as though my chest is in a vice. Aww. Tears well up in my eyes, and I'm having difficulty breathing. It's like I'm burning up from the inside. Aww. Did you hear that voice crack? This is serious. This is serious, y'all. This girl's got it so bad. No, seriously. Oh, it just brings tears to your eyes, man. When I look at her sleeping contentedly, pure as anything, I realize my true feelings. A wave of intense emotion wells up in my chest and floods through me. Although I try to fight it, I can't stop the tears from flowing. The moment I admit to myself that I am in love with Sister Basquiat, it's like a door inside my head is flung open, letting in a fresh gust of air. Failure is human destiny. These feelings will never be reciprocated. I run my fingers through her bangs as she sleeps and whisper her name. The touch of my fingers or the sound of my voice draws her from her light slumber, and her eyes flutter open. She stares at me wide-eyed for a moment, like a little girl, before the realization that she must have fallen asleep hits her. She sits up hurriedly, vivid patches of scarlet coloring her cheeks. It's fine.
ありがとうございます。先生が連れてきてくれたのでしょう。
そうだ、お薬を飲まないと。
She makes her way over to the desk, her gait clumsy from having just been asleep. There's an untouched glass of water on the desk, gathering condensation and dampening the coaster it's sitting on. She brings over the glass along with a packet of powdered medicine.
さあ、お薬を。でも何か軽く食べてからの方がいいかしら。
God, she's so good. It's so easy to see why she would why she would fall in love with her. It's so easy. Her brows are furrowed in genuine concern. I tell her I'd like to talk to her about something. Oh,
どうしたの？
are we gonna do it? Are you just gonna put it out there and just gonna do it?
大丈夫。先生、お願いです。
Looking bewildered, she puts the glass of water and the medicine down and comes back over to me. Perhaps she's noticed that I'm acting strangely as she bends down meekly to look me in the eye. Just get it out there. You know, it's better to just peel the bandage off. Like, she's already cognizant of that. Yeah, she already knows, but I think she's just gotta say it. She's gotta say it for her heart, man. Time to tell Sister Basquiat how I feel.
何か思い詰めているのね。何でもおっしゃいなさい。
Yeah, it's really easy to do. I bet it's not so easy, but we're just gonna do it. Those kind words bring tears to my eyes, but failure is human destiny. Oh.
聞いてください。
Oh, look at this. She's so resolute. It's just like, this is it. Like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I'm just gonna pull it out, let the cards fall where they may. Yatsushiro Senpai's words linger in the back of my mind like a curse.
私は
I try to say the words, but my lips are trembling. My whole body is trembling, and I realize how terribly weak I've grown. I've not yet come to terms with my own weakness.
八重垣さん、も もし私に言いづらいのであれば神に。
God has nothing to do with this.
バスキア教諭、いや、ダリア先生。私は
She must have grasped what I'm trying to get across as her cheeks flush and she blinks as though she's bearing witness to an unbelievable miracle occurring before her very eyes.
ダリア・バスキアを愛しているのです。
Oh. She said it. It's obvious that, you know, they can't pursue that. And it's obvious why Erica would have those feelings. And I can't imagine Dahlia being anything but like the kindest, gentlest sweetheart and like letting her down easily. I feel like Dahlia is somebody that has probably been confessed to a lot during her tenure at this school, and this is something I'm sure that she's learned to deal with a lot of grace, and never making anybody feel like their feelings are invalid or that they're a bad person for having those feelings, and that I'm sure she appreciates that somebody could feel that way about her, but obviously, you know, there's the difference in age, the fact that she is a nun, is married to God, essentially. But I think that it's something that she's probably really good at. She just strikes me as somebody with a lot of class and somebody that would be able to let you down, like, as gently as a feather. And, like, whatever happens, you know, like Erica comes away from this still feeling okay. Like she doesn't feel stupid for having confessed, I'm sure. You know, she just had to get it out. Sometimes those feelings gotta come out, and you know, she like best case scenario is, you know, somebody who's going to understand and be able to let you down gently. Which is, I guess, what we're gonna do now. Thunderous applause fills the hall at the moment and Chidori finishes dancing. Although I tried to watch without rose-tinted glasses, there's not much I can objectively say. She was wonderful, that's all there was to it. And not just Chidori. The set designers, the costumers, the lighting technicians, the musicians, the other dancers, everyone came together to make this performance happen. Words aren't enough, not to convey this feeling. The applause shows no sign of abating, and I continue clapping along with them, as does Sister Basquiat, who's seated beside me.
よかった。みんなとても頑張って。
ミスなく踊り切りました。
We did it. She nods, tears welling up in her eyes, then takes hold of my hand as though to share an emotion welling up inside her.
ごめんなさい。ぶしつけでしたね。
As soon as she touched me, I drew my hand back from hers like it was a cup of scalding hot coffee. My heart aches just a little at this new development. Whatever it is you're worrying about, you should do something about it, because if you don't, it'll eat you up inside. Yatsushiro-senpai had been right in more ways than one. If I hadn't confessed to her, the light of the evening sun filling the room, mightn't those feelings I was harboring have eaten away at my soul? And after all, failure is human destiny. True to those words, my confession had not been reciprocated. Her cheeks flushed. Sister Basquiat had told me that she was flattered, but that she was a nun. Based on that alone, she couldn't return my feelings. It was a categorical rejection.
だが、それは分かっていたこと。
You just take those feelings, and you use them to make your friendship stronger. Something you've kind of got to like learn to do in life sometimes is you've kind of got to learn to take those feelings you may romantically have for somebody, and you know, in the process of getting over that, finding a way to turn those into something to just make your bond naturally stronger and just to be a better friend to someone. This was Sister Basquiat, the pious Christian. I knew I didn't have a prayer of it being reciprocated. Even so, I'd been compelled to tell her, compelled to confess my love for her.
八重垣さん、
行きましょう。最後のリベランスはみんなと一緒にする約束だ。
The curtains come down slowly. Soon they'll rise again to another round of applause, and we've decided to be there with the rest of the cast to celebrate our success together.
みんなが待っている。
She offers me her hand. Again, I feel a soft sensation of Sister Basquiat's, Dahlia Basquiat's fingers. Her gentle golden eyes, her heart warmer and bigger than anyone else's, that scent so reminiscent of my mother.
諦めることなんて。
Imagining Dahlia's golden eyes looking only at me, I pray to God for the first time that my dream might come true. And her dream, which I'm pretty sure is she wants to be somebody like Dahlia. Like she wants to be a good enough person to do that. And in a lot of ways, I feel like she's kind of already there. Like, I don't think it's that big of a stretch to say that Erica has already come a long way just in this season alone. Like, you could definitely feel like a softening of her personality. And same with Chidori. Like, they both kind of matched this whole time, where you can sort of feel both of their narration getting softer over the course of the game, as well as the way that they interacted with people. So yeah, that's the Dahlia ending, I do believe. Let's give that a Chekaruski. Who the hell says words like Chekaruski? I guess idiots like me. Right. Dahlia end. All right. So, I guess that's gonna do it for now. So as always, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever, and we'll catch you next time. Bye! Bye!